Number 1. I was lying awake in my room, facing my husband's back, staring at it, hoping my insomnia would somehow be cured and I'd fall asleep. But my eyelids refused to grow heavy, no matter how long I stared, and I was quickly growing bored and restless. So I sighed in exasperation and rolled over. What I wasn't expecting to see was him. No one was supposed to be in my house except for me and my husband. He was standing in front of my closet, staring down at me intently. His hands were by his sides, and his feet were planted firmly on the ground. He was standing so excitedly, staring at me, that he looked like he almost wanted to pounce on me. He had no features on his face. He was just a three-dimensional black figure standing in front of my white closet, which is why I could see his silhouette so clearly. You know how you think you see a man standing in your room because of the shadows and you get scared? Well, this wasn't like that. There was no mistaking what I was seeing. When you see a shadow man for real, it's not just a weird trick out of the corner of your eye. It's very clear, and you're in shock. He was short, only about as tall as me. I'm less than 5'4", and he was dressed like a man in a normal pair of pants and a long-sleeved shirt. I could feel his presence, and it tamed maliciousness. He didn't seem to want to hurt me right now, but I could feel that could suddenly change on a whim. He was watching everything I did, as if I was some kind of lab rat, and he was a scientist about to dissect me. He had no eyes or mouth, so he had no facial expression, but I could see it in the way he tilted his head towards me and his body language. He was obsessed with me. Neither of us knew how to react to it at first. We were both surprised by what happened. I don't think he expected me to roll over, and I didn't expect to see a shadowy three-dimensional figure studying me from my closet. I was panicking, as I wondered whether he would pounce on me and if I had time to wake up my husband to help me. He looked on the edge of doing something, and I could feel that he was contemplating something. But instead of pouncing on me, he disappeared, which I later read is something shadow men are prone to do when you look them straight in the eyes. They don't like to be caught watching you. I wanted to believe he was just a vision of sleep paralysis. I've had sleep paralysis before, where I've seen scary things that weren't there, but I was wide awake this time. I hadn't been sleeping, and I was moving the entire time as well. You can't move during sleep paralysis. You're either falling asleep or waking up when it happens, and you're always laying on your back. I was lying on my side and rolled over to my other side. The scariest part of the whole thing to me is that he had been staring at my back for a while, just watching me. I assumed if someone stared at me like that, I would be able to feel it. I would have some kind of creepy feeling, or something that I was being watched, or just feel nervous. But that didn't happen, and the way he was standing, it had been obvious that he had been there for a while. Because I was facing my back to him, he might have thought I was asleep, and that it was safe to watch me without being caught. And I wondered if there were other nights where he just watches me go to sleep. From what I've read, shadow men like to watch the same people over and over again. Because of it, I struggle to fall asleep. Every single night, I think of the shadow man. I wonder what he wants, and if he'll ever do more than just watch me sleep if he's there. I stay up many hours at night, just wondering if I'll ever see him again, and hoping that I won't.